Hey guys, doing another What's Next. This is on my number 5 super featherweight in the world right now, the current WBA regular champion, Rene Alvarado. Alvarado last fought in November when he main evented a DAZN card, and he got revenge, scoring a 7th round TKO over Andrew Cancio and captured the WBA regular title. This was his first title win of his career and title opportunity. Cashed in on it. He had lost to Cancio back in 2015 or 16 by in a fight he was winning, and he got knocked out in the 8th round of that fight. He came back, pretty much picked Cancio apart, and was easily winning on points when a cut was opened up, and they had to stop the fight due to the cut that was, I believe, caused by a punch, and Cancio couldn't continue, so he got a 7th round TKO victory there and captured his first world title. Now, Alvarado was supposed to be facing Roger Gutierrez, his number 2 contender. He was supposed to be facing him next. I don't know if that was a mandatory defense or not, but he was supposed to fight him next on a DAZN undercard that was supposed to take place on April 25th. Haven't heard anything about that fight going down, and what, that fight got canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, and I haven't heard anything about whether that's going to happen next or not still. So let's run up through the top 10 and see what's next for WBA regular champion Rene Alvarado. We start with number 1 at 130, and that's WBC champion Miguel Berchelt. Not going to happen next. Berchelt has a mandatory due against Oscar Valdez, and that's pretty much damn near finalized, so not going to happen. Number 2 is IBF champion Joseph Diaz Jr. Same promoter, easy fight to make, but Diaz has mandatories due. He's got a mandatory rematch with Tevin Farmer, and then after that, a likely mandatory title defense against undefeated Shavkat Rakhimov. So he's not fighting Alvarado next. Number 3, WBA super champion Leo Santa Cruz. If for some reason the fight between Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis doesn't take place at 130, I think maybe it's possible that Alvarado, the regular champ, fights the super champ. But considering it's Golden Boy working with PBC, highly doubt that this fight happens, so I don't see it. Number 4 is undefeated former featherweight champion Oscar Valdez. Not seeing this one either. Valdez is tough, but he's fighting for the WBC title against Miguel Berchelt next. That fight is damn near finalized, so this one's not possible. Number 5 is Alvarado. Number 6 is Mickey Roman, the veteran, former world title challenger. I would love to see this fight. I think it'd be all action-packed, but Roman, I don't know who he's promoted with. I could see it if Alvarado wanted it. Face a veteran who's still in the top 10. Roman is currently highly rated by the WBC, but I think he could probably get rated by the WBA and face Alvarado. So I think it's possible, but it depends on who Roman's promoted by. When I checked the Top Rank website, he's not promoted by Top Rank. And last year, both his fights took place, I believe, in Mexico. Neither one of them was with Top Rank, so or ESPN. So I think he can fight wherever he wants, and I think Alvarado should go after a fight like this. I think it makes sense, unless Golden Boy is trying to protect him until a bigger name comes along. But Joseph Diaz is their next biggest name, and there's not, and there's not a lot of DAZN fighters that make sense for Alvarado. So I think a fight with Mickey Roman makes a lot of sense. So I'm hoping that's a possibility right there, and I think it might be. Number 7 is WBO champion Jamel Herring. Not going to happen next. Herring's facing Carl Frampton next in a title defense, so he's not going to. No chance of him and Alvarado. Number 8 is former IBF champion Tevin Farmer. I think there's an outside chance this fight happens if Farmer doesn't get the mandatory rematch with Joseph Diaz Jr. Personally, I think he is, but the IBF could swing in and say that Diaz has to face his mandatory number 1 contender, Shavkat Rakhimov, first. So would Farmer go after something else? I don't think Golden Boy and Matchroom, even though they're both with DAZN, I don't think they come together for this fight, because I don't think Golden Boy wants to risk it against Tevin Farmer, who's a legit and a solid southpaw. So I'm not seeing it. I just think it's possible because technically they are both with DAZN. But I personally believe Farmer's going to be facing facing Joseph Diaz Jr. next anyways. So that's where I'm going there. But thinking just off the top of my head right now, since Diaz, if he goes in another direction and holds on to that title, and Farmer were to capture the regular belt, a rematch between Diaz and Farmer after that would be huge, because it'd be a unified belt. So that might make sense right there to open the door for Tevin Farmer. So that's a possibility. Number 9 is Andrew Cancio, a third fight with Andrew Cancio. That's not going to happen next. Golden Boy, if they wanted that, they would have held on to Cancio, but Cancio badmouthed Golden Boy during the week of the fight, and Golden Boy really didn't like that. So after he lost the fight to Alvarado, they fired him from his contract, and he signed with Top Rank. So no chance a third fight's going to happen between these two guys anytime soon. And then number 10 is Jono Carroll. Possible because Carroll's with the Zone, and he just won a big fight beating Scott Quigg. He's with the Zone in Matchroom, so I think it's possible, but on the less likely side. But if Alvarado wants to jump in and face top-tier competition, you know, it's out there. But we got to see, is the WBA going to mandate a fight with him and the interim champion, undefeated Chris Colbert? What are they going to do? That's the big question. I don't think that happens next, because Alvarado was the mandatory challenger to Andrew Cancio. So they probably at least are going to give him an optional defense here and let him face whoever he wants in his next fight. I think he'll probably face the number 2, Roger Gutierrez, who's a little-known veteran, but beatable. But if there's top 10 options, I think there's a few of them that make sense. I think Mickey Roman makes a lot of sense. I think Tevin Farmer, if he doesn't get the Joseph Diaz fight, makes a lot of sense. And I think Jono Carroll makes a lot of sense also. So I'm hoping Alvarado considers one of those, but personally I think he's going to go forward with the Gutierrez optional defense, and you know, sometime when the pandemic is lifted. All right, guys, that's the what's next on my number 5 super featherweight in the world right now, the WBA regular champion, Rene Alvarado. Hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.